What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and I got some news I want to share with you if you haven't heard by now. You know, USA Today, a very famous news site, the Associated Press, we all know that. These are reputable sites when you want to go to news. They actually updated and released an update on Zacktv murder. And I'm not going to lie, I was shocked when I seen what I seen on this. You know, this was the closest we got to what happened to Zach. They actually took us inside the club. What started this, what happened, moments before Zach's death. It's so much things I did not know about Zach's death. We're going to take this to the board again, okay? I'm going to kind of tell you what happened, give you my opinion, because I'm not going to lie. My opinion was something else. Right now, I am shocked by news with this, you know. The legend Zacktv, the guy who I believe created this movement that a lot of people doing now, they kind of equated to other people, but maybe other people platforms were much bigger and ran what Zach was doing. But the police claim, you know, we know Zach was at a club downtown supporting upcoming artists. Next thing you know, he lost his life. People were saying his people in the car set him up and did all this shit here, you know, partially. The setup part, maybe not, you know. According to the police, it was actually 5 people arrested for Zach's death. And we seen this kind of trend in that it was people arrested for Zach's death, but we didn't know if it was real. But it was actually 5 people arrested for Zach's death, but they were released. Okay? They were released. According to the police, they were released because of insufficient evidence. Okay? So they believe they found their suspect. I think I got another marker. Excuse me, I don't got the board. This story finna get crazy, okay? So y'all gotta listen. We gotta take our time with this shit. They say 5 people was arrested, but they released them because of insufficient evidence. The police says out of the 5 people that have been arrested, 2 of them have been killed. Okay? You see what I'm saying? How deep this shit is getting? The police actually says one of the shooters said that they don't know who the trigger man is. I know y'all saying, wait a minute, how the hell you gonna say I don't know who he the trigger man? Wait a minute, Truth, this shit getting weird. They know, and well, like he told them he don't know who the trigger man is, how they released. Check this out. The police said they believe this was a gang shootout between 2 gangs, one gang and another gang. And sometimes when it happened like that, they don't know who shot first, who doing self-defense and shit like that. They don't know. Nobody's telling nobody anything. Some people saying this happened, some people saying that happened. And sometimes this happened in gangs. They said this is what they use called mutual combat. Okay? Mutual combat. Now they say this is most of the time people argue this when they getting sentenced, you know, to get some leniency on their time. Hopefully the judge will understand them and don't give them a lot of time. They said this is what they used back in the old days, in the war days, and the OK Corral days. But some people still argue this. But she said, the judge said, you know, one of the judges and the spokesman said, normally you see this shit, you know, like, you know, in the Wild Wild West. But let's get to this. So they released these guys, okay? Tell me this ain't crazy. According to the police, Zach was in refugee bar. Supporting up-and-coming artists. The police says, while he in that bar in the club, what was going on outside, nobody really knew. But the world knew in Chicago. They say Zach was part of this shit called Goontown. And we all know what Goontown is, you know. They got some dope artists out there too. But this is a rough area in Chicago. The police say Zach is from Goontown, but he's not in a gang. Not gang member. But they say he's from Goontown, but he's not a gang member. They say Goontown was beefing with They say Zach, you know, was from this place called Goontown. They say Goontown was beefing, okay, with Perry Avenue, okay? They say that this is known, this is out. This ain't truth telling nobody. This is out, this is public record. They say Goontown is beefing with Perry Avenue. This is a well-known beef. And they say you can also tell through the internet because they're dissing each other through social media. So there's another thing with social media is working. They say if you go to the internet, you'll see them dissing each other through social media in diss videos. Perryville versus Goontown. The police said when Zach got to this refugee bar, they doing the talent show. He out there supporting upcoming artists. This side of Goontown and this side of Perry Avenue get to dissing each other in the club through the music. This is what the police say. This is the first time getting inside the club now. Okay, now I bet this is dangerous as hell. The police says inside of this club, the refugee bar, these two crews are in there and they dissing each other through the music. You know, dissing each other. Very disrespectful through the music. Okay? The police said, according to reports, Zach looked nervous. Okay? He looked nervous. I hope I'm spelling right. He looked nervous. So he told his homies, come on, y'all, we finna go. Come on, y'all, come on. We up out here. We finna leave. So the police say Zach tells his people, we finna leave. As they leave, they get in the car. I believe this is 1 some in the morning. They get in the car at 1 some in the morning, a.m. So it's in the ones. They say Zach get in his SUV. He got a few of his friends in the car with him. That's the moment that a minivan pulls up on the side of them. Ride up on the side of them. Police says that if somebody inside of the car with Zach had fired through a windshield, okay? The police say somebody in the car with Zach fired through the windshield, but they don't have proof that he fired first or fired second. But somebody in the car with Zach fired through the windshield is what the police saying. Somebody in the car shot through windshield is what the police is saying. The police say Zacktv car was brittle. 1 bullet lodged in his shoulder, 1 bullet lodged in his neck. I believe another bullet or something like that. They say the people inside of his car, 2 people that was inside of his car has been killed so far. They say so. 2 people killed who had something to do with Zach. 2 people inside of the car with Zach when he lost his life has been killed. So 3 people inside of that car has been killed. 3 people inside of that car so far has been killed. Okay? That's what the police says. Alright? Let's get back to the story. They says they shoot the car up. The people inside of the car with Zach, they get scared and run and leave. Okay, that's what they say. Later on, according to police reports, they say they were scared, they were afraid, you know, and they thought that the opponents were going to come back. So they ran. That's what they say. Okay? So they left and ran. Zach was there, slumped over in his SUV as he crashed and ran into a pole. As the police arrived, still in the ones, I believe the police arrived at 140 something. 140 something. I believe this happened with Zach in the 120s. Okay? Police comes about the 140s. Okay? They say when they get there, they find Zacktv has a gun by his feet. But they can see that it wasn't fired. But he did have a gun by his feet. So Zach had a pistol. But this is the part that shocked me. The police said Zacktv was still alive when they got to him. Zach wasn't dead instantly. Zach was still alive. He had a pulse. He fought for his life. Zach fought for his life. And he was pronounced dead, I believe, at 4 a.m. Like in the 4th. That's crazy. You know. According to the police, at the end of all of this, 2 people killed who had something to do with Zach's death, allegedly. 2 people in the car with Zach and Zach. 5 people have been killed because of this incident so far. The police said that they believe Zacktv may have been targeted because of his work as being a journalist. They believe Zacktv may have been targeted because of journalism and the job that he do, which is like the job that I do, which is dangerous as hell. But they also said that they also believe that Zacktv might have been misidentified as a gang member instead of a guy from this neighborhood. Okay? So they believe he might have been, identified as a gang member instead of a guy that's just from Goontown and love his neighborhood and love the people that he grew up with. And they also believe that, this just might have been Zach at the wrong place, But they said that, they let these guys go. But the police said Zacktv car was the target. It was no mistakes. Zach car was targeted, and it happened because of what happened in that club. That's crazy. But the police say they solved this case, but there's no way they can prosecute it. They got to have more evidence to figure out who shot this and who shot first and how did this happen. Until then, they're not going to be able to solve this. So this is what happened. The documents are out. USA Today, Associated Press, the AP. You get a chance, Google it. This is public information. This is real. This was actually released last month, but nobody knew about it. It just was quiet and shit. This is crazy. They say Zach was in a shootout. They say Zach was in a fucking shootout. Okay? Over some gang stuff. Police is watching the area, I guess. This is very dangerous. You get a chance, y'all check out that report, man, on USA Today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Be safe out here. And I appreciate the love. It's the homie Truth Teller Street Report.